I'm recording. You want an intro or you want me to go?
I can do it. Hey, you guys, it's week 4 of our amazing 6-week social media series with James Ketchum from Edge Theory and Soundboard. And I'm so excited about this week. So I'm not going to have to say much more. I'm just going to let you take over because I'm pumped to learn.
Okay, before we get to the business of growing your business, I got to show you this. I know y'all probably got the email, but I mean, this is awesome. Okay, I'm just going to show you. We're on the mobile view of the soundboard. I'm going to hit this little button here at the top right, 3 lines, and I'm going to hit this new button that we have on the soundboard called Topics. And then I'm going to hit this button that says Shred 10. And what I have done with the blessing of Mitra and Brian Rose is put the suggested text script for your Shred 10 customers straight from the system guide into Soundboard. And I have tried as clearly as possible to delineate what everything is. So you have a day 0 ahead of time text to send to your customer. And then you've got your day 1 morning, midday, and evening text. And when you click on this, you've got even a nice little graphic to go with it if you want to use it. And usually down here in the suggested text, we have lots of choices. Well, this time we've just taken what's suggested in the system guide, and you text, and you can send it. I'm going to send it to Joe.
That's awesome.
All right, so here's our day 1 suggested text. So first day, Shred 10, I'm so excited for you. When are you planning to make your shakes today? And then you got a nice little graphic there. So you can do this in just a couple of clicks. Shred 10, content maintenance, customer maintenance, with all the stuff here laid out as easy as you can get. Now, the next step is we want to be able to automate this for you.
Yeah.
The problem we're running into is that for us to automate it, it's not going to come from your number. And Brian Rose's great point was, this is not about information delivery. This is about conversation. And so if somebody gets these texts that are supposed to be super personal and asking you all this stuff, but it comes from some like 05151 number that's like you get a text from your power company when your tree falls on your house, like that's not that ideal. So we want to automate it. Mitra wants us to automate it, but if it's not coming from you, is that a good thing or not?
Right.
Mitra says not. Brian says not. I don't think so either. So we're trying to figure that out. But the phone company won't let us text through your number as an outside system. But in the meantime, it's all here. Just one click. It's all here. So,
and it works on Android as well because I just did it with my phone, people.
Yeah, works on Android as well.
Yep.
So very excited about that. Super cool.
Thank you, James.
Yes. All right. So let's hop over to what we're going to talk about tonight, which is Facebook prospecting. All right, Facebook prospecting. So in thinking through our 5 steps to social media success, got to have that conversation, got to be able to talk to people. I wanted to point this out because I get a lot of questions about the validity or the viability of a Facebook business page. People say, I'm new to the business. Should I do this? Should I set one up? I hope this answers your question. What you're looking at is the organic reach of a Facebook business page across the last 5 years, and this is even outdated, and the news has not gotten any better. But what happened is Facebook realized that it was a platform where all these small businesses and restaurants could grow and have this huge fan base and talk to their fans quite easily. And then Facebook said, we're not getting paid for any of this, and they figured out how to monetize it. And so we call this the Great Like-ocalypse that happened in February 2013, where they dramatically cut a Facebook business page's or fan page's ability to reach its customers. So if somebody liked your page, if you had 100,000 likes and you sent out a message, 100,000 of those people would get that post put in their feed and they would see it. That got cut down to 15, and now it's hovering around 1%, but it's still even worse than that.
Wow.
So if you have 100,000 likes on your Facebook page and you send out a post, 1%, was that 1,000? 1,000 people, only 1,000 people get that post served into their feed, regardless of whether or not they see it. Okay, so now, of course, you have to boost posts, and you have to pay to be seen by your own audience that already said they liked you, that already said they want to see your stuff. This is why Zuckerberg owns an island. And so Facebook is an incredible way to connect with people, but you got to pay to do it. So to pull the curtain back, I took this screenshot in February, but this is the Healthy Living Soundboard Facebook page that we run to get the word out about Soundboard. And as of this writing, our page had 3,000 likes, but you can see what we had to do. And when I make a post and we don't boost it, this is how many people see it: 150, 188. But when we pay, and not a lot, 20, 30, 40 bucks, but here was a training we did for Carrie Daigle's team. But even then, we had to pay, and not even all our own people saw it, right? So we had to pay a lot to even break our own likes volume. So to answer the question, should I start a Facebook page, a business page for my business? No, you should not. It is a total waste of your time and effort. Do you have a Facebook business page that was thriving at one time and you've neglected it? Jamie, do you want to talk about your example of the CrossFit? Because I bring that up a lot because it's so interesting.
Well, like I had a Juice Plus CrossFit mommy, and I still do get like people new following it, even though I haven't put content out and stuff. But the lesson I learned as well, though, is I was just kind of preaching to the choir, because the main people who were following that were Juice Plusers who CrossFitted, right? So I put the name right there,
Yeah.
and that's who I attracted. So,
Yeah.
it's possible. I shouldn't have said Juice Plus.
Well, but one thing that stood out to me, because we talked about this before, that was interesting, is you felt like sometimes people were finding that business page through Google because that's such a unique cross intersection of terms.
They do.
Yeah. So all that to say, if you have a really unique business page that can get found by, Google, throw some content on there every once in a while. Keep it active. Don't delete it. But I also am aware that you all are not allowed to boost posts that mention the product or the brand. You can boost posts all day long if you want to, if it's an article or something, but how much exposure is your business page worth at this point? So you kind of got to weigh that out, but be aware, Facebook business page is not your friend. But the good news is, with this decline, there is an inverse incline of the ability for your personal page to reach more and more people. Before this all started, if you made a post on your personal page, 20 to 25% of your network had the ability to see it. Now it's upwards of 55 to 65%. So Facebook has done that on purpose to continue to value the reach of the individual over the business, but they do that so they can charge the business. But they're not killing you. Your personal feed is your strongest weapon in your arsenal at this point. So how do we leverage that? Okay, how do we take advantage of this platform? And they are opening the door for you to prospect on their platform as a person, not a business. So here's the awesome thing to do. Groups. You probably all know about groups. You might run them for your customers. You might run them for your team. But have you ever thought about groups as a topical place where you can connect with warm interest? Okay, let's hop over here to Facebook and just look. I'm going to search for healthy eating. And so when you search, you come up with all this stuff: top posts, people, blah, 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 blah. We want groups. And just check this out. 15,000 people in this group have actively taken the step to join a group because they're interested in this topic. Well, guess who has something to say about this topic? You do. the Healthy Living Authority. This group has almost 7,000 members, almost 1,000 members, 62,000 members. So right here on this page, you have almost 100,000 people who are interested in this topic. So here's what you do. You go join all these groups. You post content into these groups. You comment on other people's posts. And what you are going to find is an unlimited supply of people who are interested in this topic. I mean, here's another 45,000 people almost interested in this. So here's how to leverage this. You go to your soundboard. Oops, I spelled it wrong. You go to your soundboard and you search for that particular topic, or you just find the article that's at the top, because that's a good one. You go down. Now keep in mind, we're mad at Facebook about this. We can't do anything about it. The Facebook for Groups button is broken on mobile. Facebook broke it. They won't fix it. It still works on desktop. Here it is. So we click on this. Now we switch this to a group. We type in the group and we post this content into the group. So now we're contributing to the conversation. We are adding to it. We are engaging with people. And I'm being cheesy. All right, so we're going to post. And now you go to your group that you are a part of. Let's see. Where is our groups? Man, Facebook's always moving stuff around. Oh no, we're going to go here. Here we go. I do this all the time. All right. So let's go to the groups that we're a part of. And I just posted that into Omi's. All right. So what you can do is, of course, it's going to get approved because these groups are huge and these admins push everything through. And now you've got all these people in this group, 15,000 people that you can go start talking to, commenting on their stuff, asking to be their friend, and contributing, growing. And you can do this all day long. Now, I know that you don't want to do that all day long, but it's so easy to find stuff, and it doesn't all have to be healthy living. I mean, whatever you're into, cycling or CrossFit or needlepoint, I don't know, whatever. And I mean, let's see, healthy families. This is another big one. It never stops. The quantity of people who want to know what you have to say, who have not heard of you, who have not heard of Juice Plus, but you start contributing, you start pushing, you start scheduling stuff to go out in there. Take some time, stop talking to, not stop, but set some time aside to get out of your own network, to get out of your own home feed bubble. And, you know, that, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but that almost problem of how static our friend networks have become after being on this platform for so long.
Yeah.
You want, now Jamie can't have any new friends on Facebook because she's maxed. But if you're like me, a normal person, that you have far less than 5,000 friends on Facebook, then you have a tremendous opportunity here. And that you're looking at a bottomless well of ways to connect with new people. So I would highly recommend taking the time to do this as a specific, prospecting tool. And now you're accepting all these new friend requests, and your healthy living content that you're posting on your own feed is getting seen by new people, on and on and on the cycle goes to help us get out of our top of the feed bubble. Pretty awesome. Now, if you do have a business page, I wanted to throw this out there because I like doing this. So many people like stuff on your business page that they like posts, they interact with posts, but they don't like the page itself. All right, so here's what you can do. Hop over to Insights. So we're on our business page control panel. Hop over to Insights. And then let's hop down to posts because we want to see what's been going on with all our specific posts. And you can just hover over a post here. So we've been boosting stuff like crazy. Check on a post and you can see it gives you this list of names. Now you cannot export this to a spreadsheet like I would like to and really go through these people. But when you click these, what happens is it brings up this whole list and it shows you people who've liked the post, but they haven't liked the page itself. So you can run down this list and send out all these page invites. And I have found this to be a very, very effective way to get them hooked in a little bit more. Now remember, just because they've liked the page doesn't mean they're going to see everything that I do, but the chance of them seeing it again goes up a lot if they will do this. So this is kind of like the one little mass tactic that Facebook business pages offer. So if you're posting on there and you're noticing that you're still getting a little bit of traction, take advantage of that. Look at our precious video. Look at this. Let's just check out the stats. Let's embarrass Jamie here. All right. We had 2 live viewers at the time, but look at this. This has been viewed for over 2,000 minutes, over 8,700 times. This is good. Let's see. Look at all this.
Look at that top location.
Woo-hoo. That's right. 18,000 people reached just from a silly little Facebook Live video from the Flora conference. It's powerful, people. Back to the Facebook Live thing. We talked about it last week. Do it. It's great. All right, so that's a little bit of leveraging the business platform to connect with some more people. And then we're going to talk about this in depth more next week with Twitter. Twitter's platform tells you way more, and I like it better. But Facebook does give you this little clue. And let's hop over here to Insights again and people. And you can just kind of glance and see from a demographic perspective. Okay, so I have overwhelmingly female audience in the 25 to 64 age bracket, but concentrated in the 25 to 55 bracket. So that tells me I would not be off the mark if I'm talking about feeding families in a healthy way on the go, health during pregnancy, health during nursing, fitness, family fitness ideas, et cetera, et cetera. I don't need to be talking about skin and deer or, monster truck tires, right? I'll be completely missing the mark. So Twitter will tell you more, but this is helpful in general. And I also find it interesting to take a look at this and see, where your audience is coming from. And so obviously I'm trying to appeal to people around the world, but my audience is overwhelmingly US. So I can talk about things that are specific to the US, like this is National Physical Fitness Month this month. And so, that's something we want to be involved in, that conversation. So that conversation is obviously lost on these people, but it doesn't matter because here's the bulk of our audience. So thinking through that valuable thing. So I know we talked about this a little bit last week, but I want to continue to encourage you to think about the kinds of things that you're doing. So now that you have this idea of prospecting into groups, okay, keep these things in mind as you're thinking about what's going on in the group, because once you put a post in a group, it has a life of its own inside that group that you want to keep these aspects of it in mind so that you're putting in weightier stuff. So it's probably not ideal to join a group that has 100,000 people who are interested in healthy living, and the first thing you do is post a Shred 10, intro video. But that might be appropriate down the road once you've established yourself and are a contributor to the community. But you want to be able to post that kind of stuff. You want to be able to post, of course, your articles and things like that. But keep in mind the type of things that you want to have people interested in, and then the things that help keep the post alive. You want to be commenting on other people's stuff. That's the one of the great things that you can do. Liking it is fine, but if you like it, I would recommend commenting on it as well, just so that people know that you're actually listening and not just hitting the thumbs up and disappearing. And so when you're making those kind of posts and making those kind of relationships, I think you're really going to be pleased with the amount of exposure that you get, the amount of new people that you connect with, and then you're going to find that your posts, just like it'll show up in your home feed, and then above the post it'll say, so and so posted to X group, so your people will see it too in your network, which is of course a good thing, especially if it begins to pick up conversation, and then it stays alive in your feed as well. So very valuable thing to do. And Jamie, when you were talking earlier before we started recording about these folks that have done so well with Cold Market, do you know if this is a tactic that they've tried as far as connecting with new people?
I don't know. I'm trying to look to see who's on. She's not on, but I don't know if Tanya or Anita, if you guys kind of know what Abby's up to, you can make a comment in the comments section in the chat or something. But I don't know if it involves group. I just know it's with Facebook for sure. And I don't know if she's direct messaging people, but I don't know if she's finding them in groups or not. It's a great question.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'd love to get her thoughts too, just to see how, because I know that, I've talked to a lot of folks in the UK, and they have exploded their business on social, but it's kind of an inch deep and a mile wide kind of business, that they get a lot of excitement and a lot of quick pickup by doing that kind of stuff, but then it's not sustainable, because they're taking less of the long gun approach and more of the instant results kind of approach.
Yeah, there you go. My mother-in-law says it does not include groups, so
okay,
what she's doing.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if her tactic of what she's doing would also work, in that kind of setting. Looking through a lot of ads and the comments and then private messaging them. Okay. That sounds very labor intensive.
Ads, yeah. Like, where do you find ads at? Like in the buy, sell, trade stuff?
Well, you can probably search when you're searching by topic. Let's see. When you're searching by topic, it probably is going to recommend, some of those kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never actually gone digging for ads, so I don't know.
So Anita says, like in your normal feed, you get a lot of different ads from people, whether it's selling T-shirts or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool thought.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of my, my big thought for tonight, as far as the prospecting aspect of it, and
I like it.
Trying to keep it as content driven as possible without being too burdensome on your time, because this is something that you can easily roll into your posting schedule. And, friendly reminder about Buffer, if you want to use Buffer for this,
right?
because you can use Buffer, you can connect your Buffer handle, and we'll talk more about Buffer week 6.
Okay.
But Buffer is this really great tool where you can connect your social media channels and schedule stuff out ahead of time through Soundboard, so you don't have to think about it every day.
Right.
But you can actually connect a Facebook group that you're a part of and schedule stuff to go into that group specifically, at this whatever time you decide ahead of time. Pretty cool. So
we got some work to do, people.
There you go. Okay. Well, please join us next week for Twitter analytics. It's really, really interesting. Twitter groups, Twitter prospecting, Twitter lists. Please text your customers Shred10. text from the soundboard, they'll
Thank you.
love it.
Yep. Awesome. I can't believe we're flying through this. We only have 2 weeks to go.
We are. Well, we'll have to come up with something super special for boot camp.
Yes, we can't wait to have you.
Mm-hmm.
We're planning it out now.
Very cool. Okie dokie.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Everybody get some sleep.
Yep. See you soon. Have a great night.
You too.